Lives lost. 8 decades ago, hundreds of soldiers and civilians were killed in an explosion at Port Chicago. It's out near Martinez. Today, people gathered to honor those who lost their lives.
And the annual commemoration made even more notable this year after the U.S. recently announced the exoneration of 258 black sailors who were unfairly punished following the tragic explosion. Here's NBC Bay Area's Christy Smith.
A day of remembrance 80 years after the largest home front military disaster during World War II. On July 17, 1944, 320 soldiers and civilians lost their lives when a cargo ship exploded while being loaded with ammunition at what used to be Port Chicago. Black sailors were required to clean up and return to the dangerous work of handling ammunition without adequate training or protection. White sailors were granted leave. Because of the injustice, 258 soldiers refused the orders and were convicted of mutiny and disobeying orders.
We are both solemn in remembering the loss of life that occurred, but also elated that this day has finally come when the men have been exonerated.
But on Wednesday, a move toward trying to right a wrong.
Today we celebrate justice long overdue.
The U.S. Navy announced the exoneration of those black sailors, calling their conviction racist and fundamentally unfair.
You swear an oath to the Constitution, but the institution, the Navy, the military, our nation, has an obligation to protect these men and women who serve so courageously so. And that is also why this is so meaningful.
My Uncle John Baptist Fellows-Brett was a seaman second class stationed here, and he died in the explosion. He was 17 years of age when he died, just a month short of his 18th birthday.
For some, being here, there was a deeply personal connection.
It means a lot to me to be here and to acknowledge that, even 80 years later, justice will prevail.
Christy Smith, NBC Bay Area News.